everybody, Steve here, and here's a look at the stories that we're following from the AFR News Desk for June 19th, 2014. Our lead story this week comes from over at Play.com's Facebook page, where creator Keith Avallone is releasing a 12-part teaser for his upcoming 2014 Football America set. Now this is the fictional set that's available for his second season football game, and it's due to be released on July 17th. If you haven't tried out the fictional set, or if you haven't tried out the second season football game, this might be a great year to jump into it. You can follow all these updates over at the Play.com's Facebook page. I'll post a link to that below. And also, once the preview is out for all 12 teams, they'll all go up on the Play.com's main page. And now let's take a look at new releases. Over at Downey Games, they've released the 2014 college softball and baseball seasons for their Ultra Quick baseball game. TBC Games has released the 2013-14 men's college basketball set for their classic college and pro basketball game. This includes all 68 teams from the NCAA tournament, as well as many other teams. And finally, Roberto Chiavini has released Daring Racers Classic NASCAR Racing. This is a quick play simulation of the early years in NASCAR racing, and the base game is available for just $5. And there are two season sets available, 1950 and 1951, both for $2 each. And now it's time for a brand new segment on the show, Kickstarter Preview. In this Kickstarter preview, we're going to take a look at Next England Captain, designed by John-Paul Treen from Too Much Games. Now this is a very light strategy and light-hearted game where the players take on the role of a young and upcoming footballer trying to gain fame and fortune and to try to become the next England captain. In this game, on your turn, you'll either be able to play, where you'll put down one of your 5 career tokens on one of the 5 spots on your board, and then you can play any number of cards from your hand, except that you can only play one of each color, and you cannot play a final card unless it's the final round of the game. There are 6 different types of cards. There's a club card, which is what team you're playing on. The England card, and that's where you're going to become either a regular on the England national team or ultimately try to become the England captain. The status cards, this is where you'll get girlfriends and wives, or maybe you'll focus on your football career. The squad cards, this is your position on the club. So you'll go from regular starter, an England prospect, or maybe even become the club captain. And then there's the final cards. These you can only play on your last round of the game, and they could be anything from just a 2-point remember him, the pundit, and maybe a foreign move. And finally, there's the money cards. Here you can have anything from a fan buying you a drink, having the highest selling t-shirt, or maybe even getting an autobiography written about you. When you play a card, you'll just put it on the matching section of the board, and if you play a card on a section that already has a card, you just simply cover that one up, and now the top card is the active card. Now the other thing that you can do on your turn is discard, and when you decide to do this, you have to draw the top card from the deck and then play that card even if it's something that you don't like, as long as you meet the requirements. Then you're allowed to discard as many cards as you want from your hand, and then finally draw back up to 4 cards. When you do a discard action, you do not fill in one of your career tokens. Now the only other thing that I'll mention is there's 2 special places on the board. One is the Write Your Own History, and that allows you to take a card out of the discard pile and then play that before your turn. And then there's also the This Is Your Year spot, where you can play 2 cards of the same color on your turn, which you're normally not allowed to. When you cover up all 5 sections of your career path, That signals the final round of the game. After you finish your turn, all the other players will get one last turn, and then you'll total up the points. Most of the cards just simply have a number in the top left-hand corner, although some will give you an extra bonus, like the wife card that lets you multiply by 2 any card that you choose. Or perhaps if you focused on football, then you'll score extra points from your squad card. And that's really all there is to the game. Now, as I said, this is a very light game. It's something that's going to be great for an opening of your game night or as a filler game between others. Now, there is a lot of tongue-in-cheek humor in the game, which may be lost on you if you're not familiar with the England soccer scene. For instance, what clubs are considered the lower point ones, and then the little quotes that go on them. So if you are familiar with the English soccer leagues, you'll probably get a kick out of the inside jokes that are going on in there. And if not, as I said, you'll be able to enjoy this. It's just a nice light card game. So I hope you enjoyed this preview of Next England Captain. If you like what you saw here, please head over to their Kickstarter page and help them out with their campaign. And now it's time for channel updates. First, I want to say that I'm really pleased to announce we've passed 350 subscribers on the channel. That was a really big number. Actually, today we're up to 355. So again, thank you to everybody for all of the support on the channel, helping to spread the word and get more people tuning in each week. It's really fantastic. Keep coming back, and I'll keep bringing you news and reviews. The next video that I'm working on is a under the hood for Soccer Blast from Play.com, and I'm going to try to time that with the official June 22nd release of that game. So look for that sometime in the next week. And as always, if you have any questions or comments for the show, or if there's a particular game or game company that you'd like to see featured, make sure that you leave those comments below, and I always look forward to hearing from the viewers. No question of the week this time, guys, but look for that to return next week on the show. Alright, that's all for now. Thank you for watching. My name's Steve, and I'll see you next time after further review.